understand. Do you know who we are?
I do.
We are media fuckers! Woo! Men online.
If that intro gave you any idea, today's episode, the unbearable weight of massive talent.
This movie opens up in just exactly the way I thought it would. It didn't unfold the way I thought it would, but it opened up exactly the way I thought it would, with him being like really defensive about his like career. Like, once I get this role, I'll be back. Not that I was ever gone. He's talking to a friend of his. Like, I'm not sure why this guy met him for lunch. It's clear why Nicolas Cage met him for lunch, and it's because he wanted this role.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Nick, you don't have to read. Come on, you're beyond that. He's like, no, I'm going to accost you here by slamming your own car door in your face.
Yeah, it's just
while
Cage
everyone else
being
is
Cage.
waiting to get out of the parking garage.
Yeah.
And he gives a very intense, very dramatic reading of the movie. And the guy's like, let me the fuck out of here. I mean, that was really good.
It's like some weird Boston accent reading from some movie that I've never seen, I suppose.
Nick's like, nailed it. You can tell he thought, man, I almost missed that movie.
And he did miss the movie. They did not select Nick Cage, so he's pretty down on his luck at the start of this movie. He's offered $1 million to visit an island for a guy's birthday, and it turns out that this guy allegedly is the head of some sort of drug cartel or something.
Arms cartel or
arms? Yeah.
I don't know. They murder people if they don't like them.
Yeah.
They have a lot of money.
And illegally transport things. And yeah. There's a weird, younger, weirdly digitized Nick Cage that he talks to throughout the movie. And the intro that you heard from Jeremy from the beginning was Nick Cage yelling at himself, pumping himself up. So the FBI sees Nick Cage land. So I have a question for you. When this movie starts to pick up and it's Nick Cage with Pedro Pascal, aka Javi, they're trying to make a movie, and it starts off as a bromance, turns into like some sort of, well, I guess it starts off as a spy movie, whatever, a bromance with a summer blockbuster plot. Do you think this is what the two actors went through when trying to come up with a plot for the movie that they were in, talking about the plot of the movie that they're in? Because that's where my brain went.
Yeah, I mean, in the movie, they talk about making the movie.
Right. They're talking about making a movie in this movie. But is this the process that they went through? Like, oh, nobody's going to watch a movie about a bromance. So what I'm saying is, when this movie was originally pitched, before any filming or anything happened, and Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage are sitting in a room talking about the movie, do you think this is what they went through?
I don't think Pedro and Nick Cage wrote the movie, did they?
No, written by Tom Gormican and Kevin Etten. Oh, that just broke my Inception theory.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's pretty the advertising of this movie, I'm pretty sure I watched the trailers. Like, they do have like an explosion in the trailer, I think. They don't sell the movie based on it being a hard-hitting kidnapping plot. They sell it based on Nicolas Cage they sold it on the bromance parts and the Nicolas Cage as a crazy person parts. Like,
yeah,
the selling line of the movie is when he's got that weird Nicolas Cage statue. Yeah, because the movie is sold basically on they're selling the meme of Nicolas Cage's career, which is why we were instantly into it. If it was a Nicolas Cage is saving his daughter movie, I mean, I'd watch it, but I would not, be excited about watching and be like, so are they trying to do a Nick Cage in like another action movie? I mean, okay. I mean, I will watch any Nick Cage movie.
They do lean into the spy bit in
and
the,
I do mean
trailers.
any. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase. I think you heard I'll watch any Nick Cage movie. What I meant was I will watch any Nick Cage movie.
And this was a good one. Spoilers for my rating at the end.
I could have done with more of like pre-Island Nicolas Cage. and also more of Pedro Pascal. The spy stuff I thought was like the weaker part of it, and the family part just seemed really sad. Like, is that real? I hope it's not real.
I didn't know if that was his real daughter or not either.
No, that was an actress, and his
Okay.
wife was also an actress.
And Nick Cage gets to the island to because he's kind of out of luck at this point, even though he probably gets royalty checks more than any of us will make in a year. But he needs his $1 million birthday party. I mean, I would do it if I was a famous person and just like, oh, $1 million just to go to someone's house.
I wouldn't just go to someone's house. Like, I would need some security or something. His agent obviously has life insurance on him.
Yeah. Cage is going to help Javi write a movie. The movie is essentially the plot of the movie that they're writing. So I guess that's the back end of the Inception. So it's a bromance turned spy movie turned summer blockbuster because there's a missing kidnapped girl involved, and the girl is kidnapped for political reasons. And the whole movie, it's pointed towards Pedro Pascal as being the villain, but it turns out he's just the face, like the clean face of the organization, and his scumbag cousin is the real piece of shit here. So that's where it turns into a kind of a kidnap rescue situation.
The movie has more, well, it has more cringe than I was expecting, but not more than I should have expected. Like, parts of it are really hard to watch, just because like some of it is like, Nick Cage like really really being a jackass. Like when he meets Pedro, he just assumes he's just the boat driver and he ignores him.
There's some weird thing where he's like, is he gonna want to be sucked by me or be sucked on? Or something like that when he's talking to Neil Patrick Harris on the phone. It's like, is this guy gonna want to bang you, Nick Cage?
Well, he also asked Pedro the question, is this guy gonna want me to do anything weird?
Yeah.
And then he finds out, he finds out who he's talking to, is like, just resets. Hi, I'm Nick Cage.
Yeah. One thing I did want to say is I never like laughed super hard, like gut busted. I never butt gusted before, but anyways, I never had like a gut busting laugh, but there was a bunch of like chuckles where I got some good humor out of it.
Yeah,
throughout the movie.
So the parts where he and Pedro are on their adventures, I thoroughly enjoyed those.
Yes.
I wasn't laughing, but I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
What I did not like was like the spy stuff. Like the people doing the acting of the spies was like, okay, like the CIA is incompetent as the joke thing, but like I feel like I already watched that when we did the the movie about the dude in North Korea.
Oh yeah, the interview.
Yeah, the interview. Like it's like I feel like I was watching a 30-minute rehash of the interview in the middle of this otherwise awesome movie.
Close.
He accidentally drugs himself, but the drug doesn't work, even though it totally should have worked. Like these guys who have no business trying to sneak around are trying to be sneaky. Is like all this stuff is like, okay. I mean, I get it's supposed to be funny, but like I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
And it's not interesting enough to make up for the fact it's not funny. It was equally unrealistic when they're driving around on LSD, but it was hilarious. Like the wall scene.
Even though one of the freaking previews ruined it, but
oh my god,
there's one point where
well, let me. I enjoyed it when I saw it in the previews, but like
Cage
the driving, the being really suspicious of like that random old guy on the bench.
They think the two old people on the bench are watching them because they're paranoid off of LSD.
I'm going to rewrite this movie a little bit in real time. Instead of the whole CIA plot, what if Nicolas Cage just becomes paranoid about something else? Like he thinks that this is like some sort of like weird kidnapping sex thing. And so all of his investigations are just him running around and being a jackass. And they're like, what's Nick Cage doing? I don't know. But isn't he wonderful? Let him do what he wants. Let him do what he wants. This is art. Like Pedro makes the guard like let him do whatever he wants, and he thinks he's being sneaky.
Ooh.
Like she could be in the cardboard box, and the guard's like, "Nicolas Cage's in the cardboard box. No, don't let me know you're in there. I'm gonna sneak around."
You know, you saying that just gave me a thought.
Yeah.
What if Neil Patrick Harris pitched it to him
Mhm.
as this being a movie, right? As him going to this island is a movie shoot where it's like a hidden camera thing. So he's just going around overacting the shit out of everything, but it's
Yeah.
really actually the same kind of thing where there's actually shenanigans going on, but it's Nick Cage over the top reacting.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I think like we could probably sit around and come up with 20 things that would be better than the CIA plot. And like you could have the whole kidnapping plot just be a misunderstanding. It makes it just a tighter movie. Again, I just feel like a lesser movie was jammed in the middle of a really good movie. Like the whole square peg round hole, and they fucking hammer the shit out of that thing. I mean, someone's got blisters. Let's see. Grease Cage looks so weird, but by the end of the movie, I just loved him, and I was like, why don't we have more Grease Cage? Can I replace Siri on an iPhone with Grease Cage? Can I replace the voice of Nicolas Cage on my GPS as Grease Cage? Listen, when you get to that exit, you gotta go right. And how much? I don't care how much. Any price, I will pay it. I just need to be able to turn on the Grease Cage every now and then.
Most of the movie is the two of these guys bonding in hilarious ways. Like they find out
is awesome.
Yeah. They find out that one of Pedro Pascal's favorite movies is Paddington Bear 2 or Paddington 2. Nick Cage looks at him like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, who's into this shit?" So they watch it together. They're like both crying together, and it's fucking great.
Okay, so that is actually not even like they didn't pick a random movie. Mm-hmm. That is a movie that actually has an insanely large cult following.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm actually going to add it to our list of movies to do.
Do we have to watch Paddington 1 first?
Let us know in the comments below. I will Google that below later. But no, Paddington 2 is legitimately like a movie that a lot of people think everyone should watch.
73,000 ratings on IMDb for a 7.8 out of 10.
That's really high for an animated movie.
Yeah. Just go see this movie. For the love of God, see this movie.
Yes, the acting between Nicolas Cage and Pedro is priceless.
Yes.
There's other stuff in it too, but it's worth sitting through for that duo right there.
Yeah.
I've only seen Pedro in a couple things, but it's always been awesome.
So there are over 16,000 ratings on IMDb for a 7.5 out of 10. Where do you sit?
I think 7.5 is about right. Like just the Pedro and Nick Cage parts, like 10 out of 10. But like the rest of it is like a 3 out of 10.
Yeah. It's, oh my God. I love this movie. I'm going to give it 7.5 as well. I think that's a really good number.
Like we need a fan edit of this movie that pulls out the CIA and the family parts.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just watch the interview instead. Because the interview was really good.
Yeah.
So you don't need to see the shitty version of it jammed in this movie.
All right. So do you have anything else on Spy Family or The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
No. My throat's not that sore from the screaming. I thought I would really have torn my voice up doing that.
Yeah.
I was scared I'd like run out of air for that, but I think I nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope I didn't blow out anyone's headphones when I did that. I was gonna warn you, but I'm like, no, he needs the full effect.
I did, yeah.
I was.
So I think that'll do it for us. Gonna go do some Mother's Day stuff with Mom, and that'll be it. So we will catch you guys later.
Remember to say hi to your mom.